Hello YouTubers, and random Doctor Who fans. It is me, Ozzy, and you'll... You have to bear with me, I am sick, both in the mind and in the flesh. Yeah, I've actually been sick for 2 weeks, which has been great. That's kind of a reason why I've not been doing much YouTube, is because I've been sick on and off, and obviously university. But you know, I'm feeling okay today. I'm not feeling 100%. I'm feeling, I think, 80%. I still have a slight case of the diarrhea. No, we won't go there. How is everybody tonight? Let's have a look. Who have we got in the chat? We got Devron. How you doing? We got Benjamin Delaney or Delaney. Good evening to you, sir. We've got Stan the Slitheen. Go subscribe to Stanley right now and tell him that Monosupreme sent you. I'm just trying not to throw up when I burp, so you'll have to bear with me, guys. Monosupreme Mania, I wonder who that could be. Harry Alpha Scrapper, nice to have you here, man. Tom, Dalek Apocalypse, how you doing? And yeah, who? I'll explain later. I'm just trying to understand what's going on in the chat. I've enjoyed watching Dalek Chronicles, the Amaryl challenge by Dalek Seth. Oh, yeah, I don't think I've seen that, but I am subscribed to Dalek Seth. I have enjoyed a lot of his work in the past. I grew up watching his stop motion animations, along with the other greats as well, but always enjoyed his style. But if you're watching Dalek Seth, then please render your animations in higher than 720p, please. And maybe, I don't know what it is you use, but move to Blender. But no, I love your work anyway. We got Parako, hello, nice to have you here. We got Timothy Loins, and thank you for the get well soon. What do you think the new TARDIS for David Bradley and Chuti? David and Chuti. I don't know whether that's official or whether that is I thought it was like concept art by the Mind Robber or something. But tell me where to find it and I'll have a look. If it's on Twitter, I'll look in this stream. We've got 17 people. How you guys doing? Ask anything in the chat. That's what it's there for. Voice your opinions. You know, have fun. Do you think Matt Smith will... Yeah, we'll get onto that, James. We'll talk about the 60th stuff. We'll probably talk about that first because, you know, it's the hot topic. So, turns out I'll be getting the figure set. Awesome. My local B&M still has about 5 of the David Bradley sets, so... You know, they're going to be there for anybody who wants to come up north and try and find them. I don't think they're going to sell terrifically well, because nobody knows who David Bradley is in Doctor Who, so apart from Doctor Who fans. But it's a cool set, but we'll talk about that in a bit. What if Doctor Who Disney Plus series with people who made Clone Wars animations? That would be... could you imagine that? That would be absolutely ridiculous. That would be radical. I mean, when I was watching Clone Wars earlier this year, I thought, could you imagine if these guys actually animated Doctor Who? Because I'd love like a proper CGI animated series. Whether it, you know what, maybe that's what the Dalek and Cyberman spin-off series is going to be, but we'll get onto that in a bit. Like I said, I didn't have time to make individual videos for those things, so I'm just going to talk about it all here. Because I've been sick and I've been very, very busy at uni, so not had a chance to do it, but... We're going to talk about it all tonight, and you have to bear with me looking like I'm dead, because, you know, that's what sickness does to you. Okay, we'll just dive into what's going on. Tom sent me 2 images, so I'm assuming they're the TARDISes. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. There you go, that's my initial reaction. Let's get that up for you guys to look at. I'll just bear with me for a second. You know, I'm so late 2000s, I still type in Hangouts instead of Google Meets. No, it's mailgoogle.chat, that's what it is now. So Tom sent me 2 pictures. Oh, and I'm going to show off that other picture you sent before, the City of the Daleks one. Because that's cool. I'll show that off first and just get angry that somebody did it before me. Alright, screen share. I really need to set up the screen share thing properly, but I'm too damn lazy. So, yeah, this spot which one's the custom. The one on the left, somebody did a 3D print of the City of the Daleks paradigm design, which is far better than the TV version. Even as a fan of the paradigm design, I can agree that the City of the Daleks one, the proportions just look a hell of a lot better. And if they'd have looked like this, then maybe we still have them. But I feel like a broken record talking about the paradigm. But you know what? I'm going to keep on doing it until we finally get at least a cameo in a flashback or something on the main show. That'd be beautiful. Yeah, gorgeous custom, and I'd love to attempt this at some point. Yeah, it just makes them look so much better, doesn't it? Like, the designers in the game looked at the design and thought, not quite Dalek-y enough, so they altered it and made it look fantastic, so I'm blown away by that, it's crazy. Anyway, let's look at this this TARDIS, shall we? So we're going to go into F11. So here we go, we got... Look at this, whoa. I mean, this would be very hard to... Would it be hard to fake in CG? But I don't think it is fake. I think it is real. This is crazy. That is genuinely a stunning console room. It's got the space. It's got the classic grey motif. I'm intrigued by this. I'm not gonna lie. That is really cool. And here's yeah, it's obviously real. Like, could you imagine faking this in Blender? My God. And look at those traffic cones. See, obvious realism there. Where did this come from? You guys are going to have to tell me. I do keep up to date with the news, but I'm not as savvy as everybody who watches my videos. It's really cool. It's really atmospheric. It's got this really misty kind of look to it. I don't know whether that's just like the depth of the phone lens or whether it really does look that atmospheric in real life. Very cool. Very cool. And that was like a deal breaker for me with the Whittaker TARDIS thing. Like, it just wasn't atmospheric enough, and it didn't have the levels. Like, that's the thing I appreciate about the post classic era TARDISes, how they actually are big and have levels, and just a lot of depth to them. That is really sick. That is stunning. And who's gonna bet we're gonna get one from Character Options? Tumbleweed or cricket sound? No fucking way. We've got 21 people in the chat. That's awesome. How are you guys doing? I'll keep saying that I'm sick because I want sympathy. So send super chats my way to help me get better. No, I'm joking. Also, somebody's done a render of it in Blender. Let's have a look. Hang on. I'm always that guy who accidentally shows private chats. Let's go back. Screen share. I've got to get better at this. Well, the thing is, I need a second monitor. Like, I should have one like up here and down here. So like, the one up there is like the vision mixing in OBS, and this one's the one I look at. I really need to sort that out. I haven't been looking at you. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. I mean, it kind of fits in with that whole Disney kind of motif, right? Looks a bit like an Apple product, but I think it looks nice. I always thought the TARDIS should look futuristic. You know, I mean, it always kind of has done since the classic era, because, like, what else looks like this? Crazy. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, bollocks. I just closed the chat. Where are we? Fortnite. It does look like it could be made in Fortnite. Nice mix of the coral, copper, and the Toyota. Is that in relation to this? I don't see any coral in the console room. Reddit, okay. The trustworthy source of Reddit, which we're going to look at later. And send me a model of it from Blender. Oh, is this the city? The city Dalek? Yes, send away, Devon. Have you got Twitter? Because I was going to say you could tag me on that. Yeah, you kind of... I don't know whether it pisses me off, the fact that things like this get leaked. Because it's people's hard work trying to keep it secret, but in this day and age, it's pretty much impossible to keep things secret because everybody has a surveillance camera on them anyway. Maybe that's why they should confiscate phones on like sets and things. I think it's a bit silly. The colours aren't finalised. Interesting. So is it a build progress thing? Go on, we'll go back to the actual pictures while we read the comments. There we go. Doctor Who TARDIS Flight Classic on Roblox. I've never played that. I've never played Roblox. I know a lot of my friends at uni play Roblox, but I've never quite got into it. Were your messages getting blocked? Bruh, yes, there is a shape is similar to the coral in the roundel position. It probably is. Oh, you mean in the Tennant one? Oh, right, I see now. Good question. I know it's really cold in the UK, but is there going to be another merch hunt soon? You are the first person to ask that in a long time. You see, this is kind of the awkward thing about scheduling segments in live streams, because I'd say I'm going to talk about it later, but you might not stick around that long. I'll give a short answer now, and I'll go into depth about what's going to happen with the future of the videos after we talked about the bulk of the Doctor Who news. At the moment, no. Because A, it's kind of too expensive and I have no goddamn money in my bank account. But the ones I'm wanting to do next year, I'm wanting to make more specific to little niche sci-fi shops, so you guys can actually see those kind of shops. But obviously that involves contacting the shop owners to see whether you can film, so a lot more goes into these things than you kind of do realise. DWM quiz lie. I didn't know about that. I'm losing my voice now, but it's okay. So yeah, that was a bombshell that I wasn't expecting. Very cool. So let's have a look at this. I just watched Tharis's video and it just made me laugh, this Reddit leak, so I thought, you know what, I'll put it in this live stream just for the shits and giggles. So Whoopi Goldberg will finally be on the show as a recurring character. Oh, by the way, this is a leak from Reddit, so, you know, take it with a massive pinch of salt. Rusty Davis, in fact, approached her last year. She is playing the nun, a female incarnation of the monk. Yes, it's very on the nose, sister act, and is totally a Rusty Davis move. That's kind of funny, you know, I'd be totally down for that. She's expressed interest in wanting to be in Doctor Who anyway, so, hey, you know what? Bring it on, man. I think we're kind of over the gender change thing at this point, because it's happened to the Doctor, it's happened to the Corsair, it's happened to the Master, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of others in expanded universes, so, you know, I'm not going to rule that out. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say on that, because, you know, it's just actor speculation. I'm not big into actor speculation, I just wait to see the thing to really care. This next one kind of made me laugh out loud because I don't believe that this is going to happen. ILM, Industrial Light Magic, for those of you who don't know, they were built around the original Star Wars film, or maybe they were still there a little bit before Star Wars was made, but Star Wars was the one that catapulted them into, you know, being the prop movie Hollywood guys. So that was a really crap explanation, I'm sorry. But they've got a studio in the UK and they've got a studio in America. But yeah, the amazing practical effects you see from the original Star Wars movies, that's ILM, and they still work on Star Wars to this day. I think it's a bit too high for Doctor Who. I don't think Doctor Who could even scratch at their door, to be honest. I don't think that they'd be interested in working on that. Especially given like the kind of terrible track record over the past few years of the practical effects in Doctor Who. Like, oh my god, for God's sake, like CGI explosions and no like practical interactions, especially in Praxeus. I failed that sentence completely. I'm sorry, but you CGI nerds will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the visual effects for Doctor Who over the past few years have been, for the most part, pretty good, but pretty embarrassing in some parts. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll do many of the visual effects for Series 14 onwards. Doctor Who will also make use of the Unreal Engine. That is very specific. For those of you who don't know, The Mandalorian used Unreal Engine, which is a game-making program, to render out some sets, because you can move the camera in digital space, and there's no lag in Unreal Engine, whereas if you're doing it in something like Blender or Cinema 4D, you know, it's much harder and much more expensive to do. So Unreal Engine's the way to go for that kind of thing, for digital sets. Look it up. I won't explain it all here. It's very interesting stuff. To both render environments in alien and historical. I don't know how much of this to believe, because Doctor Who has always gone around the let's go and film in a quarry kind of mindset, so who knows. BBC and Disney and BW, and in the process of enacting plans to have a volume stagecraft built in Cardiff. So yeah, that's like the 360 digital set, and apparently that's been built in Cardiff. No idea whether that's true. I feel like some kind of source would end up leaking about that at some point. Someone would take an on-set photo of that stage. So, you know, we'll wait and see with that one. What's going on? I think the 60th will be amazing, much better than the 50th. You know, the 50th was a funny one, because Stephen Moffat kind of did the best with what he could. Because at the beginning, he only was guaranteed one actor, and that was Jenna Coleman, so that's kind of quite funny. So he had no idea whether anybody else was on board, so it's not an easy one to pull off. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but at the same time, I'm not going to diss it. Fight. I'm starting to not like you, the real Diamond Bolt. The 50th was so good. I'm dying here. Does anyone watch Mr. TARDIS? Well, I'm pretty sure everybody does, regardless of whether people like him or not. I'm sure everybody's seen a Mr. TARDIS video at some point. His Dalek Sember videos are my favourite. Okay. American actor Lance Reddick has been cast as a new incarnation of Rassilon. Rusty Davis plans to pick up where 12 and Rassilon left off, and we will see Rassilon developed into a more complex character. I would love this, you know. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Rassilon character. Obviously, I preferred him in the classic series. I preferred him dead. You know, it's a bit weird how he was kind of brought back for the Time War, and it's like you could just resurrect anybody, so what's stopping you from doing that? But yeah, I liked Timothy Dalton in The End of Time. Donald Sumter, I didn't really think much of, but that was mainly down to the kind of very poor characterization he was given in that episode, so, you know. It would be nice to see Russell kind of redeem that character, I guess. Not too much to say on that, but will he be a Cyberman? Because remember the comics, like, partially converted him, didn't they? But what's canon in Doctor Who nowadays? No one knows. Alan Leach of Downton Abbey, no idea who that is, has been cast in a large undisclosed role. Ooh. John Sim and Freema Agyeman are in talks to return. Well, we've already seen John Sim back, and he was great. Even though he wasn't characterised the same as he was in the Rusty Davis era, it was a bit weird, but still, he was great in the part. And Freema Agyeman, I mean, you know, I'm down for seeing more of Freema Agyeman. You can never see too much of Freema Agyeman. The adipose will be back, and we will see adult adipose. That would be amazing. As a kid, I always wanted to see the adult adipose. Are they just like bigger versions of the little ones? Don't know. That would be nice. Set in the US. They are designing new Cybermen and Daleks, but you won't see them until at least 2025. Well, we know that that's happening. We know that they're redesigning the Cybermen and Daleks. Yeah. So, I don't know. I give credence to half of this. You know, a lot of this is kind of educated guess anyway, if it's not true. So. I have no idea who Johnny B is. Does anyone know if there are any new B&M leaks? Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but if there are, I probably won't be reporting on it. And we'll talk about that later. Yeah. Dude, I underestimated how tired this would make me. I haven't talked in like 3 days because I've been ill, so... yeah. Cool. So 60th anniversary. Haven't even talked about the companion. I forgot what she's called now. It's gone. Millie, that's there you go. Millie Gibson. Ha! You know, everybody's typed it in. So yeah, this is the new Doctor Who companion. I didn't even report on this because... What is there to say? Like, it's... You know, wow. A blonde woman. Never seen one of those before. Yeah. And I can't wait to see the back of the Time War Daleks as well. Fuck 'em. Yay, we're getting a bit of an anti-bronze Dalek parade going here. Good. Keep up the hate. Let the hate flow through you. Because screw them. But yeah, what are my thoughts on this? Well, she's just going to be another modern day Earth companion. And I know we don't have a, you know, concrete evidence of that, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be just crap. Because that's all this show is bothered about, modern day companions. You know. I don't know anything about this woman, and I never care about actor speculation because, you know, Robert Pattinson, everybody laughed at him being cast at Batman, and then he just blew everyone away, so I mean, same with Heath Ledger. When Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, everybody just laughed at Heath Ledger possibly being the Joker, and then he blew everyone away, so, you know, I'm not gonna speculate because there's nothing to speculate about. The question is, will I enjoy a performance? And that's all that matters. Are the scripts good? You know, the story's good? Is the adventure good? Just a guy who loves adventure. What you see is what you get. Just a guy who loves adventure. That's what the motto of Doctor Who should be. Well, I mean, they tried that with Jodie's thing, didn't they? New adventures, new worlds. And then they only went to like 2 different worlds. It's like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, general discussion about the future of Doctor Who, I guess. Going off the back of this. I guess I'm just fucking sick of modern day Earth. There you go, I said it. I'd love just an entire series, just set on a different planet each episode. I think that's what it should do, but it's not going to happen. I'm not entirely confident in this Disney budget thing. I don't think it's going to be utilised very efficiently. I don't really say that with any, you know, prior knowledge or any reasoning, but I just don't have any faith. But prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. The thing that people think is Beat the Meep is actually an adult adipose. That would be funny, wouldn't it? At this point, having a human male companion would be refreshing. I mean, we had 2. No, we've had 3 over the past few years. We had Ryan, Graham, and John Bishop. I'm not even going to give him any credit by remembering his character's name. I didn't like that character anyway. I love when they did something cool with them, like Sek and the red one. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't care for the Time War Daleks anymore. Yeah, I'm with you, you know. When they had a story reason, when they had a reason for being in the narrative, they were a great Dalek design, but post-Asylum of the Daleks, they have no reason to be there. I'm still sick of seeing them, and yet the figures still makes me love the Time War Daleks. Don't get me wrong, I love the design, but, you know, they obviously stayed the welcome by 12 years. I mean, it's not to say that you have to completely get rid of them, you know, they can always come back like once every 4 or 5 Dalek stories for a brief cameo, but, you know, I feel like I've done a disservice to this actress. I feel like I should talk about her a bit more. You know, she seems nice, she seems likeable. But what do you guys think? You guys haven't really spoken about the casting choice. Not another blonde human female from Earth. Yes, I'm exactly the same. Wait, hang on, I'm confused. Why are you saying we've only had Rory? Did you not see Ryan and Graham? And Dan? Like, what? Unpopular opinion, I wouldn't mind seeing the Cybermen back. You know, I mean, I like that design as well, but, you know, it's time to move on. Yes, Gremlins is an amazing Christmas movie. Kill 'em. Smash. I just want a series of Doctor Who where it's just the Doctor and one single male. Oh, well, if we put it like that, yeah, that would be quite interesting. Huh. Well, there you go. Main webcam screen. There you go. God, I'm at the bottom of the frame. Ugh. I'm too far down. There you go. God, I'm overheating. Holy shit. Ugh. But Ryan, Graham and Dan were accompanied by Yaz. Oh, well, I didn't know you were setting those boundaries. I didn't know you meant solo. I thought you meant just in general. Right, I got you, Tom. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, Ryan was just a piece of cardboard, so, you know, and Graham was just an old todger with a sandwich. But that was probably my favourite part about Graham, about how he carried a sandwich with him everywhere. Like, why didn't everybody else do that? It's like, I'd get hungry if I was travelling with the Doctor all the time, because they never stopped for food. But yeah, I feel every time I talk about the 60th, I end up getting bored, because, like, I'm not a very speculative person. You've only seen 3 episodes of Jodie's run? Wow, that's impressive. I mean, at the time, I only watched half of them, and then it was only later on that I actually binged them all. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I am slightly pissed at the 8-episode thing. How there's only going to be 8 episodes in Shooty's first series. Like, what's going on there? Like, I really miss Doctor Who being serialised. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's 8 episodes that are 2-parters, so maybe we get 16 weeks. But, you know, I was talking to my good friend Richard Coleman the other day, and he was saying 8 weeks just isn't long enough to maintain the audience's interest, and that's completely true. Doctor Who, that's what I'm scared of, man. That's what I'm really scared of. Like, Doctor Who, I feel like it's just going to fizzle out. As soon as it goes on to Disney, it's just going to go... Because it's not unique anymore. It's not a flagship show for the BBC anymore. So it's just going to fade in with all the other series. It's not going to be anything that sets it apart from other shows, I don't think. Which is a damn shame, because Doctor Who, obviously, I mean, fucking just look, it's my life, you know. It's got the potential to do anything. But we're only going to be getting 8 episodes in the first series. Like, come on, man, what's that all about? Woman Who Fell to Earth, Rosa and the Power of the Doctor. I mean, you're not missing out on much. I'm trying to think if I'd actually recommend any. I quite like Resolution, the Dalek episode. I'd recommend you watch that. That's a pretty decent one. Oh, somebody pointed out that the Recon Dalek shoots out of its claw in one of the shots, which is quite funny. I never noticed that. Evil Dan. Remember Hartnell and Purvis was a Dr. Mayo and Capaldi. That is true. That is true. You know, I've been really feeling 60s nostalgia, so I've always wanted to do this, guys. I've always wanted to do like a review from the start. I mean, Captain Jimmy Fry started that at one point and then never finished it. But I'd love to actually do that, where I watch and review every single episode of Doctor Who ever. I did think about doing every single piece of Doctor Who media ever in order, because there's like a website that catalogues it, but that wouldn't be possible. But yeah, if you guys want to see me talk about every single Doctor Who episode ever, then I don't know, maybe we do it in the live stream format. Probably not. Probably just a contained 6-minute review or something like that. I think that would be cool. two bros having adventures. Enjoy Taskmaster. It's better than this stream, so but yeah, definitely stick with that recommendation. I wouldn't recommend Revolution of the Daleks. That's kind of a bit shite. Eve of the Daleks is, it's alright. I think it's really well directed. It's quite sinister. So I'd recommend, with these episodes, going with the mindset of, ooh, that looks pretty, and you'll probably enjoy the visual elements. The story comes second in the Chibnall era, unfortunately. Trying to think. Sorry, we ended up going on a tangent again. That's what happens in these live streams. What was the Jodie episode I'd recommend for someone to watch who's not really watched that many? A lot of people don't like Praxeus, but I actually, I don't mind it. I think the third act kind of does fall a bit flat. I think the villain's a bit weak, but I really enjoyed the chemistry between the two the astronaut and the guy with the leather jacket, the one who goes like this in the promo photos. There's some which are an okay time, but there's some which feel like a bit of a waste of time. I like Ascension of the Cybermen. I know a lot of people don't, but I quite like the atmosphere that episode has. I will never watch The Timeless Children. Actually, when I rewatched it a few weeks ago, I didn't mind it as an episode, but I still hate the law changing bullshit. And I love how you're saying that as a fact, Diamond Bolt. Praxeus is shit. Show. No, I clicked hide by accident. Oops. View deleted message. Oh, it's not. I accidentally hid your message now. Sorry. You're gonna have to rewrite that comment. M4Z3I. Yes, I did want to. If I do the review series, I would like to do it with guests every so often because, well, it'd be a bit boring me doing. What? How many episodes of Doctor Who are there? Nearly 300. Is that right? I don't know whether I'd do Big Finish or not. If I were to do Big Finish, I'd probably do the McGann Big Finish at least. Speaking of expanded media, I've been reading a pretty good book. This thing. Legacy of the Daleks is a fantastic read. This is Oscar's book recommendation. I feel like I should do this every live stream, but I'm too slow at reading to do that. Yeah, definitely recommend this one. Very, very spooky. I didn't do it on purpose, Diamond Bolt. It was an accident. Yeah, it's very grown up. So if you're a child, then definitely read it, because it'll shit you up. It's scary, it's suspenseful, it's very political. Oh no, sorry, Doctor Who isn't allowed to be political, is it? Very bloodthirsty. Just, it's so good. And even, there's kind of a bit of sexualization in there, which I'm not going to say is a bad thing. It's a funny one. It's a very adult. Definitely recommend this book. Do I give you a brief summary of this thing? Yeah, it's set after the events of Dalek Invasion of Earth, the William Hartnell story. Susan is still on Earth with her husband David, and it just takes place from there. And there's a big political thriller thing between people who own parts of London and parts of the outskirts of London, and they end up batting heads, and shit gets really, really dark. And it's just such a good book. It's so good. I don't usually read Doctor Who books. I just don't read books. But it's good. Oof. You're not Doctor Who. Knowledge. Ooh, Doctor Who book. Ooh, I like Scary Doctor Who. Prisoner of... Yeah, I remember that one. quite fondly. Wasn't it Dalek X? Or Dalek Interrogator X? I don't know, something like that. I always enjoyed that one. That was always the tone of Doctor Who I wanted to see. I just love dark Doctor Who, and I can't see that happening in the new era. Can't see it being dark. I just love the dark stuff. Dark Water, sure, it has its problems, but I adore the tone of that thing. It feels disgusting when you watch it, and I love that. I love dark shit. You know, I like horror movies, so what can I say? Did we have anything else to talk about? Yes, people do need to chat more here. That's... chat more! No. Chat. Guys, if you would like to say anything, then please. Please drop it in the comments. Just let me know about the 60th in particular, you know. I feel like we always talk about it on the channel and then we go on to a tangent about something else. As you notice how I've not talked about duty whatsoever? Because, you know, like I said, I'm not into the whole actor speculation thing. So I can't really say it. It's a shame that he's not got his mustache, because I thought that was cool. And I'm hoping his outfit is just an amazing, beautiful, glamorous thing. I hope it's very 80s and very camp. Not quite to the Jodie Whittaker level. I didn't like the colour palette of that thing. I wasn't a fan of the rainbows on that either. Screen share. I really need to sort that out. I'm fucking useless. There we go, look at that. You never saw anything. Magic! There we go. Where are we going? Here we go. Okay, so we got a paradigm in classic colours. Interesting now the hemispheres are a different shade of blue. That's a bit like the Daleks Master Plan set they did with the B&M things. I think they work really well in 60s colours. I like this. I like the blue with the gold. You know, I always really like the idea of the paradigm having gold instead of grey. I think that really does set them off. The thing is, one massive design point for me which really stood out was the eye on the original paradigms. So if it were me, I'd keep the original eye, because I love the organic look of that thing. No, it's cool. It's cool. The thing is with the paradigm, you could have done this and the multicoloured ones as well. Like, you could have done so many goddamn colour schemes with these things, because I think anything works really. They're just like a blank canvas and you can do anything with them. Very cool. Yes, I like that. Very cool. Before the stream just becomes you replying to my messages. What is the worst audio story, I'm assuming Doctor Who, that I've listened to? I've not listened to that many, so I claim ignorance. But in terms of the ones that I've listened to, yeah, probably the one they did for the 50th. Was it Destiny of the Doctors or something like that? That was like the most forgettable thing I've ever listened to. I really didn't like that. And the best one I've listened to is probably the Christopher Eccleston Cyberman story. My god, that is dark. And my god, that is what they should be doing on screen. Hungry. I had to eat a sausage sandwich after listening to it because of how much they said it. Well, I mean, if Big Finish need to do a tie with Iceland or Aldi, then, you know, just show them that story, I'm guessing. I've listened to Blood of the Daleks. Yeah, I remember liking that one. I mean, I did a scene recreation from it on my old channel, so... I was very upset when the Paradigm props were sold off for auction with children in need. Very upset, but I wasn't surprised, you know. Is what it is. I mean, you'd think that they'd have more respect for people's hard work, regardless of whether people like the design or not. Like, people worked really hard on those designs and they just destroyed them, so it's like, great. And the funny thing is, like, you can literally just have kept those props and had them, like, just on a battlefield in the background as just destroyed Dalek props. It would have been a nice Easter egg, and it would have been, you know, destroyed Daleks in the background. So you could have kept them. You could have kept them. But no. Too much to ask for, am I right? I don't really get the reservation behind not having just a small role for them. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe they will come back, because they didn't auction off the the Asylum props, and by which I mean the Asylum hero props, the ones in the Parliament, of what exists of those. I think there's 4 left, and they didn't auction those off, so there's a little bit of hope. Not really. Or they'll just be on display in like a museum or something like that. Sarah Jane Adventures. Yeah, I mean, I loved it as a kid. I mean, when you watch it now, it's I mean, it's a bit silly, but you still get a lot of nostalgia for it. You know, I always liked Clyde. I always thought that he was a very underrated character. Love the channel. Hey, thanks, Wookie Ash. Appreciate that. I've watched all of the merch hunts dozens of times. Cool. That genuinely does put a smile on my face, because, yeah, we didn't really get that many comments on the last couple, which was a bit disheartening. I don't know what the solution behind that is. Do I just make them less good, because then people can bitch about them in the comments and they'll get more comments? I don't know, what is it? Because I know that when people watched it on the premiere, they enjoyed it, you know. It was quite a nice to and fro, and there were a lot of people watching. But when the premiere ended, like, the comments just died, and it's like, it's a bit frustrating as a creator when that happens. Maybe I just need to be a bit more consistent. Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to ask more questions in the video. Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to say something racist in the... No, I'm joking. Maybe I should pull a PewDiePie. No. Yeah, go on Fiverr and get someone to write down some messages and see what people do. Yeah. God, anyone else remember that? You're 13. You are the youngest person ever to watch our videos. I don't know. Maybe you are. But yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone who showed up tonight. Thank you to everyone who watches these insane videos. I kind of feel like have I talked about everything at this point? Oh yeah, I put Matt Smith in the thumbnail for the 60th. He's not going to come back. I doubt it. It'd be nice if he did. I mean, I'd love there to be like a Tales of Trenzlore spin-off, because Tales of Trenzlore is a great book, and I'd love to see that expanded. Not going to happen, you know. These great ideas that we have never come to fruition. And no, I don't have TikTok. Apologies for that. It's not really my thing. I'm much more of a long-form entertainment kind of person. But keep it up, man. Whatever does it for you. Diamond Bolt doesn't have a phone. Interesting. No phone at 13. I mean, I kind of think that's the way it should be. I think people should get phones when they're 16, because like the amount of bullying that goes on in high schools. But you know, that's not some. Yeah, we don't talk about that stuff on this channel, do we? Yeah. Oh, I kind of didn't talk about. I mean, how did I not make a video on this? You can tell I've not been with it over the past month about the Dalek. We know that we're getting a Dalek redesign. Well then, let's go. Go on then, guys. What do you think the Dalek redesign is going to be? I'll just source a couple of things. I'll go on to Big Finish's YouTube channel. That's just such an innuendo. I love it. And we'll also go on, because he's the only person that makes Dalek renders. Not really, but we'll look at the Prydonians stuff as well, just for some inspiration. Prydonian, James Johnson. Okie dokie. This man is insane. I know I'm not sharing the screen yet, but I will do it now. Might as well do a little reaction to this Big Finish trailer then. Considering it ties in with the Daleks, and maybe it will entice me to listen to Big Finish if they put in Spider Daleks in it. So come on then, let's have a look. Let's have a look what's going on in the world of Big Finish. I am kind of planning to get into Doctor Who a little bit more again, because my love of the show has been a bit dead. But I'd love to listen to some more Big Finish. Fucking hell, that's loud.
I never wanted to fight, but now I have no choice.
Oh, bless him, it sounds nothing like John Hurt.
The stakes are everywhere and everywhere. hall of history.
I do love these animated sequences. It just makes me wish we had like a full animated show.
Is an arena of war. The enemy is relentless, unyielding.
An upside down TARDIS.
I must become the same.
I'm looking for the Doctor. I think mine's better. Assemble cabins at them. Here we go. Spider Daleks used in an official capacity. That's what I want to see. I want to see Spider Daleks in the new era. Obviously not Time War ones, but I want to see Spider Daleks. So cool, so rad.
My legacy, even my name. I see how this conflict has corrupted those who fought with monsters before me. And now I'm on the same path.
Pardon me again. That is such a good performance from Nick Briggs. I mean, going forward, I do want to see different actors playing the Dalek parts, as well as Nick Briggs.
Welcome to the time.
There you go. Insane. I mean, obviously, you can't get rid of Nick Briggs because he's so damn good at his job. But I would love to see other people do the Dalek voices as well. I mean, we've talked about it on this channel extensively, but I'd just love a newcomer just to offer their perspective on things, because, you know, I like the early Big Finish Dalek voices. I liked the variation, so I'd love to see that again. I mean, the original Daleks, like Peter Hawkins and Graham, I've forgotten his name. Is it David Graham? But yeah, I love the back and forth between them two, and I really miss them having multiple voice actors. But anyway, interesting to note that the Dalek time controller, or is this like this is a different one, right? I don't know much about Big Finish. Look at the base, it's got hemispheres on the base. I mean, you know, I've talked about this so much, but the main show should have been doing stuff like this, for fuck's sake. Like, if you were going to boot the paradigm out, they should have given us something like this, something different, something cool. But I have faith in Rusty Davis for, you know, expanding the Dalek universe. So yeah, that's it. Spider Daleks. Fingers crossed we get those in the modern era. What are you guys saying? If you like Star Wars, you know, I do like Star Wars. I'm not massively into Star Wars, but I do like it. I prefer the prequels to the original trilogy. Because I'm of a certain age. Star Wars Story. I've heard of Star Wars Story, but I will check it out. I mean, I've watched Star Wars Theory. Oh, 00Sedden58. Hello, how's it going? Will you do a B&M hunt for the new figures? There you go. See, we got 3 requests for merch hunt. Where are you guys commenting on the main videos? Come on, leave comments. Leave comments. Nah, I'm just messing. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a bit later. Sorry, I'm teasing that. I'm just trying to break this live stream down into segments. Also, I'm very sorry to hear that, Diamond Bolt. I won't read it out loud, but you know which comment I'm talking about. And yes, that is a reason why young people shouldn't have phones. But, you know. Infinite Quest and Dream... Oh my god, Infinite Quest and Dreamland. I feel like I should force myself to watch those. And yes, Timothy's on board with Spider Daleks. Scream the Schalke, that was a weird one, right? That was so odd. Yes, I would love all the Daleks to have different design. Well, you obviously just have the drones. I mean, the Paradigm got it right with drones, strategists, scientists, and things like that. That was like a bright, bold new future, but people didn't like it, so... Time strategist, there you go. And yes, Devon, I wish we could have more streams too, but I don't mean to sound like that guy, but I am a very busy man at the moment, so this is very much I was off and I didn't have any work to do, so... But you know, I do want to do more, I've just kind of got to get back into the swing of things a little bit. And I think I'm really boring. Like, whenever I watch these streams back, I think I'm boring, but you guys seem to like it, so, you know, and I like hanging out with you guys as well. Alright, so we're just going to look at someone's work. This is funny. Oh, that's so cool. I want to do something like that. I really want to put, like, a TARDIS on a green screen and try and do a really, really good composite. We were trying to look at original designs, not already done ones. We might be scrolling here a while, if we're going to try and find... I mean, I guess that's kind of original. That sounded very passive-aggressive. I didn't mean it to. Yeah, a Time War Special Weapons Dalek. Why was that never in the main show? Why did they never do something like that? Like, they knew how popular the Special Weapons Dalek was, so why did they never put it in? Fucking stupid. I mean, a gorgeous design. Why was this never in the main show? God, I'm going to be so bitter about the handling for Daleks. And it just really pisses me off when people try and make excuses and say, oh, well, you don't need to change anything about the Daleks, they're perfect as they are. If you didn't change anything, we wouldn't get amazing stuff like this. So shut the fuck up and start experimenting. I mean, I at least respect Chris Chibnall for what he tried with the defence drones and the reconnaissance scouts. I like the designs, but it's obviously, they weren't meant to be permanent designs, they were one-offs. But yeah, Doctor Who, just please, Russell, please, just experiment with different designs. Like, just throw anything you can at us. And who cares what people think, right? Just do whatever you want. I really like this one. It's like a nice mishmash between classic and new series. I think this is probably what they're going to go. Maybe not the colour, but I think this is the overall design they probably will end up going with. Similar, I mean, at least like a simplified classic Dalek design with new series elements. I can definitely see that happening. But I would like some more drastic redesigns. And obviously this is our Paradigm Boy in a metallic grey. This would be fucking gorgeous, but it's not going to happen. Some more simplified classic Daleks. This is really cool. Again, I could see them doing this. This is very close to what I could see them doing. Yeah, and this blows my socks off as well. I love this. You know, I reckon that Rusty Davis has contacted James secretly and said, can you design the new Daleks for us? Because his work is just famous within the Doctor Who community. So, you know, I'm going to place a bet. Like, that's what's going to happen. And then we've got some NSDs in some kind of more classic inspired colours. Very cool. Oh, that's what the defence squad should have looked like, right? Yeah, I mean, they tried it with Time Lord Victorious, but for some reason they didn't bother doing it on the main show. I'm actually going to do some customs of these guys, so you guys stay tuned for that kind of content. But yeah, there's just so much you can do with this design without deviating from the, you know, the Shawcraft look. Pardon me, again. I think that's probably about it for the redesign topic. I'm just scrolling at this point. There we go. Oh look, you guys can see yourselves. Woo. There we go. I'm getting tired. Where were we? Oh, I'm not boring, thank you. A lot of people said that my voice is sexy, and that kind of scares me. I didn't see which one was which. I mean, I really should get a slap on the wrist for not checking. But yeah, give Daleks different roles, and you're good to go. Okay, we're not turning this into a John Barrowman discussion. Don't want to have one of those. Yes, loads of experiment and loads of unique designs. They are very cool Daleks. You should follow the Pridorians if you haven't, because he does good stuff. And also, Blender artists make your own Dalek designs as well. I think I always want to do custom Paradigm Daleks, but then I never get the motivation to do it. The one that I do definitely want to do is a red Dalek in the movie colours. You know, the first Koshim movie. I definitely do want to pull that one off. I think that would be really nice. Okay, Supreme drones. Yep, that makes sense. The Eternal is blue now. Interesting. The third one is the Scientist. Then the Strategist. Huh. That's really cool. That's what I love about this fandom. People really think outside the box, unlike the people who write for the main show. You know. Ha. We should save Doctor Who, shouldn't we, guys? We should have our own Dalek spin-off. And we'll save this show from the fire. Oh, wow, that is dark. Imagine casting John Barrowman in a kids show. Well, I'm not going to say any more on that matter. Cool. Right, well, I am physically exhausted because of my illness. But don't worry, I'm on the road to recovery. Oh yeah, we were going to talk about the future of the channel. I kind of clickbaited you guys with the big changes thing. So, merchandise. This is a big bombshell, and I apologise to my people who have subscribed for that specific niche, but Monosupreme is moving away from merchandise as the primary focus. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do merchandise videos anymore. I still will do those, but I want the ratio to be different. I want to do more discussion videos instead. I know I said this in the past, but I do definitely want to do this instead. I don't want the focus of this channel to be much related, because YouTube kind of just throws you into a niche. Like, you know, it pushes a video out in the algorithm and it says, oh, that did good, so let me push out the other stuff that's related to this content. And it's like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do what I want to do in my own time. So expect more discussion videos in future. Probably more custom videos as well. I do want to document all of the customs which I have in my collection, because I'd just like to share those with you guys properly. That would be really cool. Well, myself and Richard are doing a review of the latest B&M sets, but that's probably going to be a goodbye to the B&M figure reviews. You know, the reason is because, you know, I get a bit exhausted by the end of it, and it's just not as fun when that becomes the primary focus. You know, I kind of want to do different things as well. So I'm probably not going to do that many more B&M videos. Maybe I'll allocate time on live streams to do something about that, but I'm not really going to go out of my way to do those kind of videos anymore. I'll still do merch hunts and things where we're going to B&M stores looking for stuff. I'll still probably do things like that. But the figure reviews aren't going to be a priority on this channel anymore, because, you know, it's not as fun as when you have to do like 7 sets in a row. It's not as fun. And M4Z3 is back. How you doing? Are you? Do I know this? Well, I don't know you, but are you well renowned in the gaming community? Let's have a look, because Tom said that he was glad you were here. Let's have a look. M4Z3. I'm checking out your channel. Z3. Hang on. I wish. Hang on. Was it I? Or was it 1? Dash. Let's have a look. I can't find you. Filters. Channels. Type. Oh, I can't find you. Oh well, I'll have a look later. Oh yeah, screw the fucking David Tennant things. That was kind of one that kind of put the nail in the coffin for me, for my you know, enthusiasm for the line of figures. I'm kind of happy with what I've got, you know. I'm not too bothered about, I mean, I still get the figures, but, you know, I'm not as interested in making this channel figure-oriented anymore. But yeah, the merch hunts, it's a difficult one. Like, I can't really big it up too much because I haven't got any plans. Because I'd love to do them more frequently, but the reality is they are very expensive to make. But yeah. And I'm probably going to restructure the Patreon as well. I'll probably do like the $1 tier, the $2 tier, and the $5 tier. That way people feel like there's a choice, because I think that's probably put people off. And I feel like that's where the more successful Patreons kind of come in, where they like tier it up. You know, because like literally just $1 would be like such a big help in terms of the Merch Hunt series. Because, well, that equates to £12 a year, and that equates to my train ticket, so that would be a massive help. So I'll restructure that in the future. Yeah, the latest B&M waves haven't been impressive. I mean, the output of figures recently has been a bit disappointing. I didn't mind the latest wave. I mean, spoilers for our review. I quite liked the recent wave. I thought there was some good figures in it. But overall, it's a bit lackluster. And fingers crossed for the new era, they actually pull the fingers out of their asses and actually give us some quality products. Oh god, the rant on the Tennant set, my god. We both ranted on that, didn't we? Fuck. I was so pissed off that day. I mean, there was no excuse for that. There was no damn excuse. And jokes on people who fucking bought it. Like, what? Why did people buy that? I'm sure, like, the majority of Doctor Who fans have about 10 David Tennant figures spare. And, like, you can just get, like, some Games Workshop Citadel paints and repaint it yourself. What a complete waste of production time. And a waste of £22 that set is. My god. I've talked about that long enough. But yeah, they need to sort out the figure choices. But it's been that way since the wave began. You know, the B&M wave. It's been such an odd choice of figures in those sets. Like, they did a Monster of Peladon Sarah Jane and Monster of Peladon 3rd Doctor, but didn't do the Ice Warrior? What? That's the easiest repaint you can do in the world. Whatever. Good for me, who's getting back into Doctor Who and doesn't have the originals anymore. Yeah, they're a good opportunity for people who missed out, I guess, the new B&M figures. But yeah. Cool. What else? Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I don't really think there was. You know, I mean, Monastery Mania, the extra channel, kind of died a death. Because I kind of did too much Sonic content and didn't do enough of the content I wanted to do. But I'm going to be doing some non-Doctor Who videos on this channel. Don't worry, it won't become a regular thing. But I kind of do want to bring a bit of the personality back to the channel, because I kind of find myself looking at the channel and thinking, a lot of this isn't me. You know, as much as I love Doctor Who, I kind of would like to rein it in a little bit. And I'd love to do like a day in the life video or something like that, just to bring the personality back to YouTube, because that's what YouTube's been missing. I'd like to bring that back, just in dribs and drabs, you know, not make it a regular thing, but I'd like to do some more personal videos on this channel. I think it would be a nice opportunity for us to get to know each other a little bit better. But yeah, I feel like it would be an interesting video, me going to uni, and we're starting off like a filmmaking club at uni, so documenting that, I think that would be quite fun. Yes, I'm going to get a job at Character Options. This is my official announcement. I'm now working for Character Options, and the only figures we're going to get are repaints of the 10th Doctor figures. They're not going to have the ball jointed arms, they're just going to have the standard ones, and that is all we're going to get for the next 10 years. That is all we're going to get. Really random Hey! Ask as many questions as you want. That's what these streams are for. Have you ever made a metal Sonic coloured Dalek custom? Dude, you've just blown my melon wide open. That is like a collab waiting to happen, right? Metal Sonic as a Dalek? Fuck, dude. That's insane. I think that the Series 4 Supreme would probably work really well for that. That would be rad. Metal Sonic is like one of my favourite pieces of design in anything ever. So that's sick, man. Maybe I will do that. Monster fusion wave. Elaborate. Devon, right? You can't have a go at me for that, because like Mr. TARDIS does that. I'm not setting up a public one. That's behind a paywall, whether you like it or not. I'll stick my guns with that. You know. Would you consider doing a Batman video? Maybe. I find that funny how that's like your thing that you decide not to sponsor me for. Like, oh, I don't like this one thing that you offer, but I like all the other things. Well, it's like, but if you don't like just the one thing, then sponsor me for the other things. You know what? People are just so petty, right? Oh god, I like winding people up. That is literally who I am. Maybe I should become a troll YouTuber, because it's just fun. Anyway, it just is what it is. If you don't want to pay for it, just don't complain about it, you know. It's there if you want it, and not if you don't. So anyway, thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate your guys' time, and we had a laugh. It was quite fun. But yeah, next video will be the return of Dr. Mysterio. No, it won't. I just felt like saying that. Anyway, cheers for tuning in, and may the force be with you. And yeah, hopefully I recover from this sickness soon, and hopefully Character Options bring out a good action figure set. Goodbye.